You know, if you're scared of the dark, you're scared of yourself. Because when you're in the dark, you're in a space of all possibilities. That is God. You're a piece of God, making you God's child. If you're scared of the dark, you're scared of all possibilities. You're scared of God. You're scared of yourself. As you are its child, you are a piece of the overall vast, spacious nothingness. In a space of all possibilities, that's where the magic happens. That's where the chaos is, and that's where the order is born. Fire represents the very first spark of something. It represents the beginning of something. I felt guided to turn on the camera and start talking with this fire right in front of me. Putting two and two together, supposedly maybe the fire is meant to spark insight. Insight that whoever comes across this video is needing to hear. When you're in the dark, you're naked as a spirit. The illusion is shut off. You see much more clear the truth. When you're in the dark and you're thinking and feeling, it becomes a lot more apparent that you're thinking and feeling. Versus when you're in the light, it's less apparent that you're thinking and feeling. You may still be aware that you're thinking and feeling, but the thoughts and the feelings are less potent and less loud. But when you're in the dark, they're almost unavoidable. Apply silence to the darkness, the truth will become crystal clear. That you're none of those things. If you have trouble meditating, sit in the dark in complete silence and listen to the silence and just sit in it. You will be hit with realizations. And the more you let those realizations settle and sink in, the more crazier and wilder it will get for you. Try it and be patient. The more in, the more clear. The more out, the less clear and the more foggy. If you're in a dream, the best thing would be to stay awake. But if awake for you is actually just asleep, then the best thing for you would be to go to sleep. Meaning, don't be aware of what you are aware of. All the things that you know, don't know it anymore. Question it. For example, when they say, oh damn, I slept on pizza. I've been sleeping, this is actually good. Or damn, like the movies are getting slept on. That means no one is focusing on it. No one is paying attention to it. So to wake up would be to not pay attention to anything. Not your thoughts. Don't pay attention to your feelings. Don't pay attention to the outside world, the color of the sky, the color of the floor, sounds that you hear. Don't pay attention to it. That's what you do when you meditate. When you meditate, you're not paying attention to your thoughts, your inner world, the outer world. And the more that you sit in that space of just being, the more realizations, which is just your third eye opening. It's just you waking up to something that you weren't awake to before. So something that you were asleep to prior. Now that you are asleep in this world, meaning you're not paying attention to it. You don't give a fuck about it. You're not focused on it. Then in the real world, the yin world, the world of all possibilities, which is just a space of nothingness, which is ultimately just being, you wake up. The world, the real world is the exact opposite of the outside world. It's like when you look in the mirror, your left hand becomes your right hand, and your right hand becomes your left hand. It's like that. It's like that. And so it's important to take breaks. There is nothing wrong with the dream. It becomes wrong when you get attached to it and you forget that it's just a dream and now you're not coming back to yourself. Which is just a space, a place of being. It's just holding space, just being. You want to always come back to that space. It's because you don't do that that you probably smoke and do drugs all the time. Or you indulge in some sort of escapism. It's just you looking for God, right? Which is just that original space of all possibilities of just being.